Might suggest that this puts Harry and Meghan in something of a paramount position with their latest disposition, as it were. As we all know, Meghan's very busy alongside Prince Harry trying to shore up their latest, adventures, avenues, whatever you want to call it. If you recall way back at the Golden Globes, Meghan said there were several projects that apparently we're all going to be incredibly excited by, and we've only seen the two, as I've pointed out before, the cooking show and the polo match. But as we've also noted, they have bigger problems now simply with Netflix, and this is because one thing that came out of the blue that has literally made the boss of Netflix, Ted, sit up and take note, that is Ted the CEO, is this: Baby Reindeer, a phenomenal success, literally so cheap to make, and has been a mega hit around the world, garnering all the sort of publicity, positivity that Netflix truly look for. This has made things incredibly difficult now for Meghan and Harry, simply because they've really done their best with their, shall we say, royal endeavours, but that didn't necessarily give the big ratings. Now, though, they've got another idea. As ever, let me explain. See you today on this sun-drenched, beautiful visage. I'm so glad you've been able to take the time out to join me. You all right? Not bad, thank you. Yes, lovely to see you. Whatever you're doing, as I often say, do take care of yourselves. Be kind. And it was funny, I read in the comments earlier that it's winter in certain areas of where we are. Incredible to think of winter. Somebody was saying they're having hot chocolate, fire, and I thought, oh, I don't want that. In 6 months' time, that's exactly where we'll be. I'll have the coat back on, we'll be freezing somewhere and still chatting to each other. But that's the thing, isn't it? It all comes round in a full circle. Now, interesting that's come round in a full circle when you think about it is Meghan and Harry, because as you know, everybody thought they were going to do this wonderful thing with Netflix and turn everything around. Now, what's interesting, but a lot of people don't know, on their recent wedding anniversary, they had dinner with the boss of Paramount. That is Paramount Plus, all that sort of stuff. I've met Brian, nice enough bloke, of course, but Paramount weren't not really the big hitters that they were. It's a bit like Disney Plus. Everybody's down the streaming route now, trying to find the next big hit. And as I say, Baby Reindeer was one of those things that just took off from nowhere. Now, what I've been told, and as ever we have to say allegedly, is this: that Meghan and Harry's big foray into the world of polo, which is really an elitist sport, can't exactly see where your audience is going to be for that. And Meghan schlepping around with a few lemons and pots of jam in a kitchen, trying to be Fanny Craddock, where's that going to go, unless you get incredible guests. But here's the deal, because you see, Netflix have the first option on the show. And here's where television is very tricky if you don't understand how it works. If you don't like the project, if they don't like the project when you present it to them, they ask you to do certain tweaks, like change the voiceover, perhaps even redo the intros with a different presenter, all of that sort of stuff. But Meghan and Harry allegedly being incredibly canny, simply because they now, if Netflix decide they don't like this, have an option to be able to sell it down to another company, i.e. Paramount. This is nothing new, it happens all the time. But of course it wouldn't be the same money as somewhere like Netflix, but it means that there's somewhere for the product to be seen. It's a bit like Meghan with Spotify and Lemonada, lower rate if you like, but somewhere at least to be heard or seen. For now, that was the whole point of schmoozing up, as you know, to the Paramount boss, to basically see if he would be interested in the brand of Harry and Meghan. Of course, most people would say yes to this, simply because there's still some value in the publicity. But again, it's all down to eyeballs to screen, and it remains to be seen if you and I will tune in for polo and cooking in Meghan. Or will you? Or will you simply think, literally, it's already overboiled? Either way, it's a developing story. Neil Sean in the very heart of a beautiful Yorkshire.